You ever look up at the stars and wonder if celebrities are asking the same big questions we are? Well, turns out they totally are. And today, we're going to dive into some amazing cosmic questions asked by a few famous faces, with answers from the one and only astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson. We're going to cover everything from wrinkled pants to the meaning of love. So let's see what happens when stars ask a scientist. So, we're kicking things off with a question from comedian Kevin Hart that is, I mean, it's just hilarious, but also weirdly practical. It's the perfect way to get started, taking us from a simple clothing problem to some seriously cool, out-of-this-world physics. And this whole question about pants, it opens up our first big idea. How do the basic laws of physics that we see every day here on Earth actually work in the most wild places you can imagine? Like, you know, deep space. So how would this even work? Well, Tyson's answer is just brilliant. You don't need an iron, not at all. See, if you're floating near a star, its energy is going to heat you up. And what does your body do to cool down? It sweats. That sweat then evaporates right off you, creating this personal, all-natural steam that gets the wrinkles out of your pants. You literally become the iron. How cool is that? And get this, the exact same idea works right here on Earth, just in reverse. You ever get out of your car on a really hot day and realize you've got a whole new set of creases in your shirt? Yeah, that's your own body heat and moisture working together to press new wrinkles in. It's the same science, just, with a less awesome result. Okay, so we're leaving wrinkled pants behind and we're moving on to some of the heaviest questions you can possibly ask. Comedian and actress Nikki Glazer hit Tyson with a two-parter that gets right at the heart of the universe's biggest mysteries. First up, she asks if it's 100% scientifically proven facts that there has to be alien life out there somewhere. It's a question we've all thought about, right? She wants to know if it's basically a done deal. Tyson's way of explaining this is just fantastic. He points out that if you look at the most common chemical ingredients in the human body, that's hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, and nitrogen. Well, guess what? Those are also the four most common ingredients in the entire universe, and in the exact same order. So the universe isn't just stocked with the ingredients for life, it's absolutely overflowing with them.
So you might be wondering, okay, if that's true, why haven't we found anyone yet? Tyson uses this incredible analogy. He says our search so far is like taking a single cup of water from the ocean, looking in that cup, and then declaring that the entire ocean has no whales. We've barely even dipped our toes in the cosmic ocean. We've hardly even started looking.
All right, now for the big philosophical twist. After aliens, she asks about something much closer to home, something profoundly human. Is it scientifically real? And Tyson's answer is a definite yes. Love is absolutely real. Sure, you can break it down to a measurable chemical reaction in the brain, but that doesn't make it any less real. Its effects are tangible, you can see them. He uses this great analogy. You don't have to actually see a bear to know it was there if you see its footprints in the snow. It's the same with love. We can observe its massive impact on people, on our behavior, and that makes it a very, very real force. All right, next up, we're switching gears a bit. We're going from the philosophical to the valuable. Musician Jack White had a question about cosmic treasure hunting. Basically, is gold actually rare in the grand scheme of things? Now, to understand this, we first have to wrap our heads around an idea that Tyson calls rare but common. Think about it like this. A birth in your family is a huge, rare, monumental event, right? But thousands of babies are born every single hour around the world, so it's both rare and common at the exact same time. This same logic applies perfectly to gold. It's rare because, most stuff in the universe isn't gold, but it's common because the universe is so vast that gold has been scattered pretty much everywhere. The real problem isn't that gold doesn't exist, it's about trying to collect all those tiny little bits. And to really put gold into perspective for you, get this, it is incredibly dense. A single cubic foot of gold, we're talking a box about the size of a microwave, weighs a mind-blowing 1,800 pounds. And that density, that's the whole key to where you find it. Because here is the real aha moment. Since gold is so heavy, nature has already done all the hard sorting work for us. See, back when planets were forming, they were these giant molten balls of liquid. And all the heavy stuff, like gold, sank right down to the core. Then later, huge cosmic collisions smashed some of these planets apart. And the leftover pieces, the asteroids, are basically pre-sorted chunks of either light rock or heavy, precious metal. So, where does that leave our treasure hunt today? Well, there's a tiny bit of gold scattered on Earth's surface and dissolved in the oceans, but the real treasure chests, the cosmic motherlodes, they're those metallic asteroids just floating around out there in space, basically waiting for the first generation of space miners to come and get them. So, what's the connection here? What's the thread that ties together wrinkled pants, the search for aliens and love, and a rock star's hunt for cosmic gold? Well, the answer is actually really simple and really powerful. It's curiosity. It's that same basic human engine that drives all of us to try and understand our world and our place in it. It doesn't matter if the question is silly or profound, big or small. And that is Tyson's ultimate point. He respects these celebrities not because they're famous, but because they've held on to that childlike curiosity deep into their adult lives, and they're not afraid to ask questions. And that's a huge message for all of us. Just keep that curiosity going. So that brings our journey to a close. We've heard from comedians, actors, musicians, which leaves just one final question on the table. This time, it's for you. What's the cosmic question you would ask?